Hello. 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 Hi. How you guys doing? It's me, Empress, Arcana, Lucy, whatever you want to call me. So I decided to record another Empress Talks. Hey, yeah. I got I had a lot more to say earlier. I had wanted to just record something because I was feeling all over the place. And I was like, let me try doing that little therapy thing that I do where I record an audio. But I was then talking to a friend and then everything just kind of flew out the window. But I'm still here. I'm trying to record something. So how you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing great. And uh yeah, so I have here some tarot decks, the usual, and I might talk about some stuff. I don't know what's gonna come through right now. Um, um, I've actually been going through it, but I think that the collective as a whole has been going through it, fam. Everyone has been going through quite a bit. A lot. A lot. In many different ways. And I'm like, I feel for everyone. Oh my goodness. I as the go-to therapist friend, I feel for you. It's something that I've been noticing a lot more lately, but it's just everyone's going through something. So I just want to send my love and some healing your way. Uh yeah. So uh yeah. I have some tarot decks. I actually have my archetype deck here, so I'll be pulling some archetypes. So it'll be a little collective reading um toward the end or so forth. You know, I've been this time of year is really hard for me, fam. It's really hard because a lot of my family have already passed away. Oops. I don't mean to make this sad. It's just that I've lost a lot of people in my life and I'm really grateful, by the way. I have people that care about me. I'm not alone, but it's just something that I do recognize that the most important people in my life have already passed away, and kind of making new connections and friendships and so forth have actually been really difficult for me. So I'm really grateful for the people coming into my life now. It's it's a bit bizarre because I've been all my life, it's been a roller coaster of people coming in and out, and I don't know what to do with that. And since I'm very introverted and I keep to myself, uh it's weird. So this time of year is difficult because my mom passed away in 2014, just in December 2014. And lately, I don't know if this happens to you guys, but I've just been dreaming with her like every night. Every night. It started off with a lot of nightmares, and I'm just like, can I catch a break? Can I not have nightmares? Like, I find it hilarious. I joke around with my friends. It's like, yo, all I get are the nightmares. Can I get a sexy dream or something? No, no, of course not. I don't get Lucy don't get sexy dreams. She gets nightmares and really effed up ones. So my mom has been like popping up in my nightmares and stuff like that, but it's a lot of like symbolism and esotericism, what are words? It's very esoteric, and I'm just like, this is my job every day to decipher, the synchronicities, the signs and stuff for my clients and whatnot. And here I have to do it in my dreams as well. Come on. Let me breathe. So it's like, what are you trying to tell me, mom? And so it's been a lot. And then, my dad also he was older, but he passed away after my mom in 2017. And lately I've been thinking about him a lot too. He's just, it's the holidays, it's bound to pop up. It is what it is, right? And I was actually thinking of this TikTok that I saw. It was so funny. I was laughing so much. It was like supposedly a prank that the girlfriend was pranking her boyfriend, and she was talking on the, or talking on the phone, or pretending to talk on the phone. I don't know, like how much is the boyfriend the drama and how much he loves the drama. And I thought of my dad immediately, because I would like picture this, fam. This is the scenario. My mom would be talking on the phone, and she's, doing her little gossipy thing all in Spanish and her Cuban, like, oh my God, whatever. And then my dad, whenever he was at home, because he never lived with us. That's complicated. Let's go back to the funnies. And so my dad, whenever he would be there, he'd be like listening into my mom's conversation, like his ears like perked up, like, oh, what is this? Drama? I want to know. And he'd be like, ¿Qué está pasando? Like, what is going on? Pero qué le pasa a fulanita? What's going on with this person? Oh my God. And he'd be like, póngalo en speaker. Póngalo en speaker. Like, put it on speaker. And my mom would be like, stop, let me talk. And I would be watching this and I'd be laughing my ass off, because my dad loved the drama. And I'm just like, bruh. I mean, it is such a shame that I didn't get to live through this like part of my mom and dad's life, because not to go too into it, but my mom and dad were never married. And he was, let's just say he's always been married, or he was married to his wife till the day he died. Let's just leave it at that, right? You guys can put two and two together. And so my dad had, with his father, my grandpa that I didn't get to meet either, but he had this security company and a detective agency. So I was told. And I'm just like, I find out about this like later on, and I'm like, oh my God, a detective agency. That's so cool. I always wanted to be a detective. Blah, 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 blah. It's so cool. And um and all this stuff. A cousin of mine was telling me, because he worked for my father and whatnot. And I was just like, oh my God, can you tell me more? And I think it's super cool. Also, like totally random, like only astro nerds will understand this, but my dad was a moon in Scorpio like me. And and like they consider like, Scorpio moons like little psychic detectives and shit, like little detective, like have these radars and stuff. And I'm like, ah, I've always loved growing up all sorts of like detective stuff, like Sherlock Holmes, and I love Scooby Doo for the obvious, like, mystery gang and all that, like solving cases and mysteries. And I remember I had a time where I was quite obsessed with those like adventure games or whatever, and you had to um like find things and solve puzzles and all that shit. Loved it. Like, give me stuff to solve. I got this. I love it. But yeah, I was just reminiscing and so forth, and I'm just like, oh man. And I I was just kind of thinking about my parents and how sad that, excuse me, how I think a lot about this. I'm sure a lot of you guys have gone through this or so forth, where parents don't really tell you about themselves. So you only see them as a parent, or whatever it is that they represent in your life, however that goes. And my parents never talked about these things. So I never knew about how my mom worked with my father and all this stuff that, with this, and a lot of detective work and solving certain cases. And then he was a firearms instructor. I remember when I was young, I had wanted to learn how to shoot, but I just wanted to spend time with my dad. Like, I wanted to be like with dad. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I want to shoot like dad. I don't know. All this stuff. And I, unfortunately, when he decided he wanted to teach me, he couldn't even hold his gun, because he always had, you know, his weapon and so forth. With his licenses and stuff. I mean, he was a firearms instructor, and all this stuff. And I'm just like, after a certain time, like point in time, I was just like, Dad, that I wanted this earlier on when you could hold your, your weapon. This is not the time. He was really sick. He had a lot of stuff, but his Parkinson's was what really got him, and then it just got complicated from there. But it was it's just interesting how things happen in life when you want to connect with a parent and you want to know more, but there's just what is the event? Because even asking parents sometimes it's just they are not willing to let you into their past or their world. And my dad was like, no, you are my princess, you are my little girl, you're not gonna, hold a gun and all this stuff. And I was like, and so stuff like that. I do not know why I'm telling you guys this. I just, again, this is me talking. And it's a lot. I feel that there's just so much history of my parents and so forth that I never got to know, and a lot of the people that did know have passed away already. So it was like, oh man, how do I tap into that? But what I do know, flaws and all, because my dad was not a saint, but I won't be discussing those things. I mean, come on, I discussed a little bit, and you guys already know that this is. My dad was no saint. But I I still love my dad. I mean, my dad's my dad. And my mom, oh no, my mom. I put that woman on a pedestal despite things I didn't agree with. It doesn't matter. That woman did everything possible. She like fought tooth and nail to have me. I am born here today thanks to, like, I mean, it's a combined effort. But my mom, love you, mommy. I miss you. But it is very interesting. So lately, I've been kind of diving deeper into these energies and so forth and trying to kind of understand myself and how it pieces together with who I am today and all the things I've gone through and, you know, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, what do I throw away, what do I keep. I think we're all doing some like, cleaning up of the like mind pockets or something. I don't know, like we're cleaning out the cabinets in the brain or whatever and trying to make sense and keep only what makes sense for now. Because we are overwhelmed, we are overworked, and we are tired, and we're going through so much as a collective that when are we going to just breathe and be able to just enjoy what we have in the present? Not focus so much on the future or not dwell on the past. It is such a hard balance, fam, because it all, you know, everything connects in some way, shape, or form. Reminds me of a story I wrote a handful of years back, how no matter what, even though I don't remember the name of it for the life of me, I have too many stories unfinished that maybe one day, hopefully, I can share with you guys. But I believe it was called the Pulse Diaries, and it was, I don't remember the premise, but no matter what, even if a person, a boogie person, no, even if a person passes on and is not with us physically, we still have these ties. Whether you believe in an afterlife, whether you believe in spirits, whatever the heck you believe in, fam, there is just still this connection. Like that's why there's like a lot of talk about. There's mentions of cord cutting when you are connected to another person energetically, that whether it's a relationship or past life stuff, if you believe in that, there's just so many things to dive into, but there's always a connection that we make with a person that we talk to, we meet, and sometimes we don't even meet in person. We just hold this connection. It's an energetic connection. And I mean, I've had so many experiences where I have really people dear to my heart, and we just have like this telepathic connection. And it's insane. And we just finish each other's sentences, or we know what the hell we're thinking. And we don't even have to say a single word. And it's absolutely terrifying, but awesome at the same time, my opinion. And it's just, you never know. You never know when you're going to, and you never know when you're going to meet someone that you connect in that way, shape, or form, or whatever. And it's pretty damn intense. And I mean, it goes deeper. There's just so much, and it's pretty cool. I really like looking into that. I remember there was a time I really wanted to go into either the field of metaphysics or parapsychology, but I was leaning more toward metaphysics. And it's just, I find the energetic body and so forth very fascinating. I remember, I'm not sure if I've brought this up, but there was a time because my mom was sick, and during the time that my mom was alive and she was sick, she had, I believe, a series of things. I do believe, I know that one of them was polymyositis, like this muscle dystrophy thing, deteriorating her muscles over time, and she had to be on prednisone forever, and that was fucking up. Excuse my language. That was messing up the rest of her body. Oof. Ooh, oh, those days. Those were the days. But I was, because doctors had, say one thing or another, and it's just this process of figuring out a diagnosis and what to do, and sometimes there's nothing to do. I resorted to energy work. I remember I had my official, I believe, spiritual awakening in 2008. Because I've always been a spiritual person, but I've always just never dived into it. I just liked it. I felt a connection to it and so forth. And I just didn't look deeper into it. But when it came to my mom, and I wanted to heal her, yes, whatever, however that sounds. If you're here and listening to me, I believe that most of you believe in this stuff. So I feel like it's a safe space for me to talk about it. And with energy work and so forth. And I dived into a couple of textbooks and studying the astral body and the aura, and what we pick up energetically can eventually manifest into the physical body. And it takes its toll, fam. So, for example, and this is all from the top of my head. I don't have textbooks around with me. So correct me if I'm wrong. I don't. Anyway, so there was an example in one of the books. I don't have it with me right now, but one of the textbooks I read. And so there was this man that found out his wife was cheating on him. And over time, that despair of being hurt and whatnot, they had like diagrams and stuff like that where they show like the energetic, like astral body, and then the colors, and it separating into uh what each of the parts mean and so forth. Fascinating, by the way. I'm just I'm just trying to remember it, and my brain is right now. And so basically, over time, that resentment, that disappointment was collecting energetically in his heart space, right? And over time, and it was so sad because the diagrams and the story and whatnot showed how eventually he ended up having a heart attack. And then it showed like the diagrams of what his energetic field looked like, or again, these are drawn and whatnot. This is not from like a machine or whatnot showing you. This is just drawn and description. So take that as you want. But as the book describes and so forth, it left him, it left his energy really messed up. It shows like, instead of having like straight, like white lines, I'm trying to remember. Sorry, fam. It was like squiggly, and instead of white, they were gray. So, I, I believe in this stuff. So, it just made me sad. So it's over time. My point is, excuse me, my point is that over time, our astral body, our energetic body, we pick up on these energies, whether it be disappointment, whether it be overactive chakras, excuse me, and so forth. It eventually, according to these studies and so forth of those beliefs, it will manifest in the physical body over time. And yeah. So what this book was, it had a lot of prayers, and it was working with the light. It was light work. And I would do this light work for my mom, but eventually I am disappointed to say that I kind of started losing faith in this because my mom just kept getting worse. And at the time, I remember my aunt had passed away, my mom's sister, and it just kept going downhill. I kept losing people in my life, and I was just like, I can't heal everyone. This sucks. I want to make everyone better. And I'm just like this lame ass, like, yeah, I will heal people with this. I was so convinced. And my naivety to a point, it's such a beautiful thing to be naive at times, but when that fall of innocence happens and you realize how cruel the world can be. Oh, wow. Oh, I just remembered something. I remember, oh gosh, sorry. It just hit me and I kind of had to share it. So, Hadestown is my favorite musical. I'm putting that out there. I am a fan of musicals because not I just love Hadestown. Hadestown came into my life when I needed it most. My heart was broken. I was destroyed. Hadestown came to my life, and it's like, hey, this is a story about, like, even though that the story ends badly, there's a way to start again. You know what I mean? That's the message. And I remember a line that Orpheus sings. I think the song is called Doubt Comes In. And it's like, I used to see the way the world can be, but now the way it is all I see. And that is the fall of innocence. That is when we realize, shit, things are crap. Excuse me. And it's like, but there's always a way to get back up. And it's such a beautiful message because we already know how the story ends sometimes. But there's a way where we can reprogram our mind and we're like, okay, let's tell the story again. You know what I mean? So that is just, I'm sorry, I had to share that because I was like, listen, it's beautiful. I love Hadestown. Oh my gosh, beautiful. Anyway, so there's that. But yeah, I was so convinced I was going to heal everyone of because my family members have always been sick and we all have all sorts of like stuff. And I'm just like, I will heal everyone. Ah. Oh my goodness sake. I'm a dum dum, but I did try and I still do. I will do my very best from my end, but yeah, that was the reason why I reached, I guess, my first chapter of spiritual awakening. Despite having been into spirituality way before, I was more into just like the occult things. I always had my tarot cards and basic astrology stuff. I would like, doing palmistry and stuff. Like I would get people's hands and I would like look at the lines and tell you like this or that. And it's just, I remember I would do that in high school. And yeah, but yeah, it just gets to a point where you realize, well, there has to be a balance. And yeah, but right now I really feel that I had someone come up to me the other day. I don't usually say openly what I do. I don't like telling people, oh yeah, I'm a tarot reader. That's not, I don't want to have to explain shit. But I've gotten so many different types of reactions and so forth. It's like, but how does that work? You're just telling the future or this is my view of it. take what resonates, whatever. My view of tarot reading has always been, okay, what can I learn from the story that's being told in the cards? It is not set in stone because we all have the power of choice. I don't know why that came out like that. We all have the power of choice. Just like someone that likes astrology, we can look at our astro chart, our natal charts, and so forth. But I have an itch. Excuse me, itch. Okay. Um, you can look at all this and be like, okay, what am I going to take that's going to help me on my journey? I'm not the person to do a reading or look at a natal chart or whatever, synastry, whatever, and be like, "Ugh, that's it. This is what's going to happen. It's set. Destiny. Destiny will find you in your dreams. Blah. I don't know. It's not about that. It's about in my opinion, this is what I do and this is how I do my readings. What can you gain from this reading that is going to help you understand yourself better and your journey? And take it to the next level, or just get some confirmation. It's like, oh, wow, my intuition told me this. Do a tarot reading and be like, oh, this resonates. Now, how can I improve myself using this information? That's the importance of it. And not many people do that. I will share with you guys another bit. So I had wanted to become a psychologist therapist at some point. That didn't work out, along with a lot of stuff. But because I remember when I was going to college, I was going to go for web designing because I love code. I love designing. I love code. And I was just like, yes, let's go. I will crack this code. That's again, that, detective share. Well, it's not really detective work, but I like solving puzzles. I like cracking codes and learning about people also. Like, okay, wow. Now I'm giving too much about myself here. No. Either way, I love web designing. I love designing and I love colors. I love playing with colors. I am like, just give me a bunch of paint. I will just have fun. Be like, wee. How I just pictured in my mind, like, in Sleeping Beauty, where the freaking fairies are fighting for the dress to be one color or the other. Make it pink, make it blue. It's like, oh my gosh, sorry. I would have a field day in a room with just paint. um, wow, what was the point? um, I don't, I don't recall right now. What was the point? No. My brain just went flying out the window. What was it? Either way, yeah, web designing. Got it. It came back to me. It flew right back. It's like the window's still open. Let's fly, like, let her brain fly right back in. It's like, um but yeah, I love putting together web design, like web pages and so forth. But things are much more complicated now with programming and whatnot. I have not studied that far. Heck no. I stopped because eventually I became the disappointment of my of my I became the disappointment of, like, for my father when I told him I wanted to go from web designing to study to be a to go into English literature. Oh God, what was that about? Oh man, my dad was so freaking disappointed. He's like, ugh, a teacher? That's shit pay. Sorry, all teachers out there, please. This is not. This is my father's opinion, and I mean it is shit pay. But you guys are amazing. All teachers are amazing. Kudos to you all for, despite all that, to do what you love. But yeah, and I'm just like, um. But the look of disappointment on my face, not my face, on my dad's face, I'm never gonna forget that. I was like, oh God. He even invited me to one of his friend's house that was so like excited that I was going to go into like web designing and programming and so forth. And then when I my dad put me on the spot, bruh. He's like, go tell him what you're studying now. And I'm like, what's the problem? And I told the guy, and he gave me this like, he's like, oh, are you sure you don't want to reconsider? He was so disappointed. I was like, oh my God, Dad, you're horrible. You're so mean to bring me to put me in this situation. How rude, how mean. Anyway, so either way, none of that worked. I had to drop out of high school, drop out of college, take care of mom and so forth and whatever. But oh wow. Still, I love web designing. I just haven't really right now I'm just focusing on other endeavors. I'm focusing on my on tarot reading and so forth. But I had at one point loved the idea of, it's not conventional because obviously this wouldn't be a professional practice because yeah. I mean, I don't know how this would work at in this day and age because there's just so many things that branch out to different things when it comes to all sorts of jobs. But I had thought of I love the idea of using tarot because it's like I've said, it is a picture book essentially, but they're cards. And I love the idea of having children be able to look at like I pull cards out and the kids, yes, like I wanted to help children. I don't since I was very young, children would flock to me. I've been very good with kids and over time I've kind of separated from that archetype or persona because of personal reasons, but uh I've always been a child magnet and I loved being able to help kids because they are the future as I see it and being able to help them especially if they're going through something at home and they don't know how to speak it. I had with the consent of some parents and whatnot, they would come to my house and I would use tarot not to divine the future or anything. No, I would just pull out cards and I would ask them questions and be like, okay, so what is that you see here? And go into depth of how they would answer it. I would take notes and then I would show the parents. Again, this was just people I knew and I would take care of the kids. So it was not something like a professional or anything. I just really enjoyed this aspect because I would get a lot of information for the parents. And I always thought that would be so cool to do because just like adults, children, and especially children, sometimes they just don't know how to say something. But when they see cool pictures and stuff, they could trigger a memory or feel comfortable speaking about it. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this. I'm very passionate about what I do, and I really wanted to help, you know, people. I still want to help people and kids. I don't know what it is. Yeah. Anyway, so there's that. That was an idea that I've always had and I've always wanted to do. But again, there's just, I don't know how it is right now, but, I don't want to get into any like the technicalities and stuff. So it was always people that I already knew, neighbors and stuff that would take care of their kids. So, and that they were okay with what I did. Yeah, yeah, whatever. Wow. I talked a lot. I think we're going to go into the tarot reading. I talked way too much. I didn't expect all that to come out. I gave too much about myself. Ew. So we're going to pull cards. Oh my gosh, I love this deck. There's like I love for some reason I just find them cute. I used to have um excuse me. I used to have a bunch of rabbits. Sadly, I'm allergic, but I loved rodents and rabbits, and I don't. My mom and I used to have so many rabbits, but me was very allergic, and that was very bad. But the deck I'm using right now is they're like little mice. Reminded me of The Secret of Nim. I love that movie. I also love The Great Mouse Detective. I love mice. I don't know. I love it. I love The Great Mouse Detective. Don't even get me started. So let's go. I'm going to pull some cards for the collective, guys. And then I'll pull some archetype cards and so forth. And let's see what comes through. So there's that. Wow, I talked a lot. Oh, okay. We got the Two of Wands. We got Strength. We got the Chariot. Ooh. Okay, we got the Ace of Wands. Oh my God, this is so cute. Oh my gosh, the little mouse is on top of, like, well, like, he's holding onto the wand. It's so cute. Ah, they're like little white mice. Reminds me of Stuart Little. Ah. Okay, hold on. Okay, we got the Eight of Swords. Okay, so far, oof. All right, fam, you're going through it. You're going through it. Okay, I love you guys, but you're going through it. All right. Oh, the bottom of the deck. Okay. All right, let's go. Let's get intuitive, right? So we have here the Two of Wands with Strength, and the Chariot popped up first. So the Two of Wands is a card where we are holding the world in our hands, right? And they are looking out into the distance like, wow, when is it going to be my turn? Do I have to make a choice? So, yes, this card is about making a choice, whether it be going with something that you already know or going into the unknown. That's an example. It could be a myriad of choices. So, there is this. I am seeing the desire to explore a new land, a new place, something brand new. I see the Two of Wands. I see the little mouse in the Two of Wands staring out into the oceans like, wow, I want something new. I want something for me. I want something that is not, I don't know about this. I don't know. I'm worried about taking this leap of faith, but I want this for me. I know that it's going to make me feel better because right now, even though I feel that I have the world in my hands, it could mean that you feel that you have the control. You have everything under control. But a part of you wants to embrace the chaos not in a chaotic, okay, let me throw that away. Go away. No chaos. But something, the upheaval, something different, something new and exciting, because even though you have the world in your hand and that you already know the rules and you already know how this world works, you want to try something new. Okay. And so there's a choice to be made here, collective. Okay. And then we have strength. Strength is the desire and the passion. There is that desire to control and hold on to what you know. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, I just heard. So there might be a mentality of, I can't do this. I have to abide by what I know. I can't take this leap of faith right now. I'm not ready for it. And I might never be ready for it. But again, now with the Chariot, oh, fam, you're ready. You just have to know when to take that leap of faith, because the Chariot is movement and you are taking that ride into some place new and special to you that resonates with your very soul, your being right now. Okay. And you're saying, wow, why didn't I think of doing this before? Okay. And then there are some challenges because we have here the Eight of Swords and the Seven of Wands. With the Eight of Swords, we have the little mouse blindfolded and feeling and like and tied up and trapped. Okay. Swords came out in the last reading I did too. Swords is all about the mind, the thoughts and what you're thinking about taking action towards something, but you feel trapped. You do not feel that you can make this decision right now. You feel that you have to settle. Oh, I just heard that loudly. Oh, fam, you don't have to settle. No, it is your choice. You always have the choice to do as you want and please. Okay. And the Eight of Swords is a card where it's like, I'm trapped. I can't get out. I can't get out. But you can. All you have to do is believe. You undo the ropes. You take off the blindfold, strategically move around the swords, and you're out. You're free. You're free, fam. Okay? And then the Seven of Wands. All right. You are fighting off others, maybe saying one thing or another. The Seven of Wands is protecting your energy, protecting your stance. You're protecting what you want and where you're at. Because there are others wanting to take over your place or wanting to make you feel that you are not good enough where you're at. You have to protect your place. Not because you're going to stay or settle, but because this is your power and your choice to do as you please. And no one has a final say. Only you have the final say in your story. Okay. All right. And then, of course, we have the Ace of Wands. That, my dear fam, is a great card because it's a card of new beginnings. It is a hand literally like reaching out and giving you this wand. And it's like, you have the magic, you have the passion, you have the power. You have a lot of fire inside of you. Excuse me. Okay. You have a lot of fire inside of you. You've been wanting to use that fire to propel you to a new place, a new way of being, of existing. And this is the opportunity being handed to you, quite literally being handed to you. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck is the 10 of Cups. This is the ultimate. This is such a beautiful card. Many would argue that exactly, I can't speak. The most beautiful card in the tarot is the Sun, bright, vibrant, optimistic, full of life. It's the life source, the sun, right? Now, that is for the majors, but I feel personally for the minors, for the minor arcana, the 10 of Cups is a beautiful card because you got emotional fulfillment. You are happy. You're putting together a group of friends or a family, a partner, and taking that leap of faith and expanding on this family, trusting and loving and feeling so emotionally fulfilled. You're filling your cup, and that is what it is. For so long, you felt that your cup has been depleted and you haven't been able to refill it. But now is the time to fill your cup. This is the time. It's time. It's time, fam. It's time to fill those cups. Refills to the left. I don't know. So there's that. And that is like the overall that I'm picking up here for the collective energy. I'm going to get some archetype cards for the collective. I'm going to pull 3. Okay, I want to shuffle waffle. Hold on. Let me put this aside. Shuffle waffle. Ooh, okay. Oh, I just thought of another song. It just popped into my head. It's like, I think it's Billy Myers. Wonderful. Wonderful. That is you, I think. I think that's the way it goes. That is you. Wonderful, voodoo blue, wonderful, can it be? I wonder what you see in me. Hi. I love that song. It's pretty. All right. Woo. Let's go. Okay, we have pulled out here the Alchemist. Let's see what else comes through. We got the Liberator. Yes. Oop, hold on. One more. I have a mess of cards here. Oh, I am compelled. I'm compelled. Oh, yeah, baby. Let's go. All right, let's read them. Okay, so first card. Let's go. We have here the Alchemist. The light attribute is transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. With the shadow attribute, we have misuse of the power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. So, fam, right now, you have the power of the alchemist. We blend things together, make something new. So, we take the lessons from the past, the desires of the future, and the present moment and make a new concoction, right? And put it to good use. The next one is liberator. Okay. Light attributes, freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. Very important for all us self deprecating folks out there. And then we have the shadow attributes, imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate, ignoring legitimate constraints. How interesting. Because I'm seeing this tie into this Eight of Swords energy. We are liberating ourselves from the traps of the mind. We are liberating ourselves from these traps we've created over time because we have settled and created this. This is it. This is what we stand for. This limiting belief about ourselves, limiting us of the future potentials to come. So this is a time to liberate yourselves, create something new. And last but not least, I am a little biased, but this is my favorite card of the deck. And I love it when she appears. The storyteller. So we got the light attribute, ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. And the shadow attribute is making up tales that harm others. So very important, fam. We all have a story to tell. It all goes down to how we tell it and the intention we put behind our storytelling, right? What we put out into the world, our words have intention, have power. My voice is my weapon of choice, okay? Remember, your voice is your power. Never, ever allow anyone to take that away from you. You always have the power of choice and your voice. Speak your truth always, fam. I don't know why I felt like sharing that, but I had to. So I just felt the need. So this is the time to use the concoctions that you put together as the alchemist. Liberate yourself from these traps of the mind and tell your story to those willing to listen. Tell your story to those wanting to learn more about you. Tell your story to whoever you want. Tell your story to you. Okay? And that's that. I got nothing more because this is probably long enough as it is. I love you, fam. Thank you so much for listening in. And hopefully, I will have a collective reading in the future for December. And who the heck knows if I'm going to go back to Celebrity Tarot readings because I do have some that I haven't edited. It's just, it's a different energy, and I'm just playing it cool with my little collective readings. And I know they don't get many views, but I don't care. I'm here doing it for those that really that click and can get something out of it. And that's what it's all about. Love you, fam. Mwah. Take care, and until the next one. Bye.